Hey guys, how's it going? It's Michael here. I'm back with another video, and today's topic is something related to who I am as a person, what I have been doing for a living, and it's about teaching. So yeah, let's talk about teaching. Why am I a teacher? Why do I believe teaching why do I believe it's important? So I don't really have a plan, but I just felt like I wanted to talk about this today, because it's something I've been obviously thinking about a lot. I'm in between jobs right now, so I've been thinking about like where is going to be the next place for me. What is going to be, what am I going to do with myself, with what I do for a living? And so in case you guys don't know, I have been living abroad for about 7 years now in Asia, and my means of making a living here has been by being a teacher, by teaching English, which is what a lot of people who live in Asia, it's what they do, right? And I know there are a lot of stereotypes as well about English teachers. A lot of people don't think it's a real career. A lot of people don't think English teachers are real teachers. There's a lot of kind of stigma attached to teaching. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I first started teaching English, it's because I just wanted to live in Japan. I wanted to stay in Japan. I was an exchange student there at first, and I did not want to go back to my home country. I wanted to stay there because I really loved it there, and so I decided to teach English. So that's how I got into it. And yeah, it was a means of survival for me at the time. And to be honest, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life when I was freshly graduated from university. I did not know what I wanted to do with my life. I didn't know if I would even be a good teacher. I had a lot of doubts about myself, whether I could be a good teacher or not, because I was, at the time, very reserved. I still am kind of like this as an introvert, but when I was freshly graduated from university, I was very socially awkward, I think. Introverted, shy, reserved, and all of these like stereotypical qualities that kind of make oneself feel like they're not sufficient for life. I had a lot of these kind of qualities and self-doubts. And so, yeah, I was really nervous about being a teacher, but I decided to do it anyway because my desire to stay in Japan was greater than those fears and self-doubts. So The beginning of my teaching journey was a bit, I wouldn't say like terrible, but they were challenging for sure. I remember having to overcome a lot of my anxieties, really. Luckily, teaching in Japan is really great because the culture there is very respectful and kind. People are very kind. I always felt supported. I always felt like people had my back. Everyone had my back who I was working with. I felt encouraged, and I'm really grateful that I had that, because it helped me to to overcome a lot of internal struggles. So yeah, a lot of people, they say, it's not a serious career, English teaching, because a lot of people, they do it for a year or two, and then they go back to their home countries and they do something else, right? But in my experience, the longer I kept being a teacher, the more I kind of saw the value in it. The more I believed that this was a legit career for me, something that I should keep doing. And why is that? Well, obviously it's a means of survival. We all need to work. We all need to have a job, right? And so of course I had to do something. But other than that, I was noticing myself over the years change, become more confident in a lot of ways, overcoming a lot of my own inner doubts. So the longer I kept teaching, the more I saw myself improve as a person in general. And that to me is very important. We all need to make progress as people. We're built to move forward. We're not meant to stay stagnant, because doing so is like your soul does not grow. It's like, feels like death, to put it not lightly, but in a realistic sense. It feels like death when you're stagnant. At least to me it does. So that to me is probably the biggest driving force of why I keep teaching. It helps me grow as a person. It helps me to keep moving forward. And not only is it for myself, it's for the students who I'm with. It's not just for myself, it's for my students, right? So what do I mean by that? Why do I need to put my students through the pain of watching me overcome my own doubts and insecurities. Well, we're all human, right? We're all human. None of us are perfect. And I believe that, you know, the youth is the future. And I believe that we all can learn throughout life, not only when we're young. We should all be lifelong learners, including myself. So when I'm going through my own struggles, my own things, I shouldn't hide it. I shouldn't pretend that I'm perfect. Others can see it and they might feel what I'm going through, and it might, you know, make them not feel like they're the only ones with this problem, right? So yeah, as you guys might know, I've been in between phases of my life, I guess. I'm in kind of an in-between phase. I thought I would be teaching in China right now, but I'm finding myself in Vietnam and thinking about things, reflecting. I've been making YouTube videos as a way to keep myself busy and to share with what I'm going through, in case it might help some people. And I'm also doing my PGCE. I'm doing a postgraduate certificate in education, which is, it's kind of like a master's degree, but not like a full master's degree. It's kind of like a half master's degree related to education. And you know, I'm working through the course and I'm starting to realize that, you know, teaching is very important to me. It's kind of, over the years, shaped me as a person. And moving through this course, I'm starting to see that there's so much knowledge out there about things that we never even think are being researched. These things that I'm talking to you guys about on video, there are research papers about this kind of stuff. How does your presence affect students? How does the way you behave affect students, their learning? The way you control your class. Do you have an authoritarian approach or do you have a relatable approach? All of these things are being studied and researched. So the things that I'm talking to you guys about is not just nonsense. This is like real things that people research. And so for me, it kind of like, it feels like closing some kind of loop. Some, you know, like this video might sound kind of not logical. It might sound kind of a little bit maybe emotional or dramatic, but it all kind of becomes a full circle because these things are actually researched, what I'm talking to you guys about. So anyway, I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I guess if I had to sort of put another message into this video, it would be that just if you don't know what you're doing with your life, if you don't know where to go in your life, just do something. Just do something. And if it's something that makes you nervous, like for me, about teaching, when I was feeling too introverted to be a good teacher, I was nervous, but I decided to do it anyway. If there's a similar situation in your life where you have an opportunity but you feel nervous, I feel like that's kind of a sign that you should take it, because not doing so would be kind of like giving into fear, right? It would be like sorry for stuttering, but it would be like your soul being given an opportunity for growth but choosing stagnation. Would you want to choose death, or would you want to choose growth? So anyway, guys, that's my message, is don't be afraid. If you have a choice where you need to either face fear or stay in stagnation, don't stagnate. Don't be afraid, and do what helps you to grow. That's the best way forward in life. So anyway, guys, that's kind of my message for today. If you liked the video, drop a like, subscribe, comment. Hopefully this video resonated with someone, and see you guys in the next one.